Market update here on the 16th. So on the last video I put out, I wrote in the comments that for some reason I thought that we had finished this move, but zooming out, it looks like a fourth wave is forming now, and I miscalculated this move right here. As you can see, we have 1, 2, and then we have 1, 2, and then this move right here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. So clearly that's only the third wave. We're starting the fourth wave now. Looks like we've completed A. I'm looking for a B pullback and then a C wave up to about the 0.23 fib at 386.90 to 387.40 to get outside this parallel line, and then I'm looking for one more move down. The target on the move down, the 0.5 fib takes us all the way down to 372.69. Potentially all the way down to 369. If we zoom out, you'll see that I have two boxes drawn here, and actually the target falls in the bottom box, and it would end up going to weekly demand. If we go to the weekly chart, I think this demand chart is going to really help us out to figure out where it's going. But you can see this right here, this candle, is the candle before we get a decisive move up. So I consider that daily demand. It doesn't have to be a red candle, it can be a green candle too. And so that's from 375.53 to 357.65. I think there's a good chance we fall in there. We could hit daily demand too, but we already hit daily demand today and bounced. So that's what usually happens. When you hit demand, it bounces. So if on Monday we bounce and then come down here to 372, we would break through daily demand, but weekly demand would most likely hold, and then we would bounce. The most likely target after that would be back up here to 389.69 all the way to potentially 394.50. And that would be a second wave. So let me go to the daily chart here. So we'd have a second wave to 389 to 395, and that could potentially be a second wave, or I mean it's still in play that we have A, B down here to 372 and then we go higher. The target would actually be a double top with the August highs then, because 372, 348, that's about 24 points. 410 is about 434, so about the same as the August high. But if we go to 372, we'll have to see what kind of move we get off this. We're probably going to get a, I mean, I don't want to say either one. It could be impulsive, it could be corrective. If we get impulsive, then we're looking for the 434 move. If we get corrective, then we're looking for a second wave here. Third wave would take us to third wave takes us to 348. I've already done the calculation. That's the 1.61 fib. If we go to 372, we have bounced to 360, and then get a fifth wave down here to about 330. So that would be a double bottom with the October low. And where is the 200-day moving average now on the weekly time frame? When we get down here to 372, daily demand is the only thing that's going to really be holding us up. And this bounce on the daily time frame will probably bounce to, I would say, the 20-day moving average, because normally we hit that. If you look over here, you'll see that the 20, we always come back and hit the 20 at some point. So we're way below it now. I think we bounce to the 20 and then we come down here, and we'd have to zoom out to the weekly time frame to get a good idea of where we might go. But if we break the 20-day moving average or the 200-day moving average on the weekly time frame, which I'm expecting us to break, that's going to cause a lot more downside. We probably actually would break it, come up here, bounce and hit it, and then sell off more. Where is the monthly now? That's the next question. The monthly That's way too low. We're not going to go to the 200 on the monthly. We would be below the monthly at that point too. So it's going to be interesting too. We have the monthly demand down here at 294 to 243. I don't know if we're going to get that far down. That's a long ways to go, but we'll have to just see how it goes, how far the waves go. If we get a 2.61 fib move on a third wave, it would actually come all the way down to 310. So it kind of depends how far they want to take it. So of course that's the first scenario, and the second scenario is the one I highlighted in the past videos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to about 430. If we go to 372, 430 would be a better target. That's pretty much what I see, unless the only other possibility is, and this would still be a 5-wave move. A, B, C. I guess that's already what I have. Never mind. So C wave down here, or it could be a 5-wave move too. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That. So we'll see which one it gives us. This would actually be WXY. I don't know why I put a W, ABC. It would be WXY because all of the moves would be ABC. And we can look at the first wave, but it's not going to give us really too many clues. But I think it actually could just be WXY. I think that's probably the best way to look at it, because I think this will probably, this is corrective, corrective, and Y wave can be a 5-wave move. So that's what I see right now. Just look for a bounce on Monday to 386 to 387, and then more downside to the heart of daily demand and possibly even weekly demand. The dollar is kind of funky right now. It looks like a corrective move off the lows. That doesn't support what I've been talking about of a move to 120. Although it could be, if we get like an expanded flat, we could just come up here and get a double top, or maybe even lower than that. Maybe just come up here to 110 or so. We got, let's look at weekly demand and just see, our weekly supply, I'm sorry. Weekly supply is sitting here at, it's this right here. So 113 to 110. So if we get a bounce to that area, could potentially look like this and just be a long drawn out fourth wave. Could last a couple more months, but this would allow us probably to get down to 320, 330 for the final wave down. And again, all of these scenarios don't really matter if you just focus on the move at hand. Once we bottom, we'll see what kind of move we get. If we get impulsive off the lows, again, I would favor a move higher. If we get a corrective bounce, then I'm looking to short around 395 or so. The VIX, I would say based on where we're going, we're probably going to see something like this. But then again, the VIX was down today and we were down, so it doesn't make any sense. The VIX is just kind of like a failed indicator right now. QQQ, I'm looking for the same thing. I'm looking for daily demand down here at 268, 263. Look for a move down in that area for a fifth wave. Bounce to about 280 or so. Let's see. Bounce to 280 to 285. So I might add some SQQQ on Monday if we bounce up here to about 278 or so. Add for the move down here to 265. Bitcoin. And Bitcoin following the market, hit our top that we had talked about, and it's starting its final move down to 10 to 12,000. So looks like it bottom our top here, and we're getting ready to make the final move down. What else? Let's look at yields, and then I'll go over what I did today, and then that'll be it. 10-year yield is 3.49, same as the dollar, not really that much movement. But again, on the 10-year yield, this is favoring, again, another move higher, in my opinion. We had a 5-wave move, and then we're getting A, B, C right here. So A, B. I would look for a C wave up here to probably not much higher than this, maybe like 3.65, 3.7, something like that. And then another move down. So we'll see how that goes, but again, that's just like the dollar ABC move higher. So today I added puts at the end of the day. I had some shares that I bought earlier in the day, and I sold covered calls on those. I also sold a covered call and bought 2 calls higher at a farther out date. So I sold a 1230 386 call, and then I bought 2 16 388 calls in case I'm wrong. I like to do that with about a third or maybe a quarter of my shares, just in case I'm wrong for selling covered calls. I like to do that on the downside too, but today I just bought puts around 384, 385, or 384.50, I mean. On Monday, if we get more upside, then I will add some more before the final move down to the 370s. So we'll see how that goes. What else do I have? I sold some puts on Tesla like last week. I'm down on those. I added some puts on that. I think it could go to 140. So if you look at this, I added some puts for insurance just in case it does. But this looks like we got 140 right here. This looks like A, B, C, B. And then it looks like the 1.61 fib. We got demand zone right here on the daily. So big demand right here. So I think it can go all the way down to 140 and then bounce. And I have most of my sold puts are like 125, 130 for 120.23. And so I have one that's down a lot, but I bought puts to protect that one. So that's pretty much it. Just look for upside and then more downside on Monday, and then we'll find out. After it bounces, we'll find out if we're going to get a third wave down or we're going to go to new highs. So let me know how you did in the comments. Any other comments you have, like and subscribe for more updates, and have a good weekend. Hopefully you guys all banked on this huge move that we had called earlier in the week. Have a good weekend.